Our next speaker, Mr. Shalendra Prasad. Mr. Shalin is the Director of Crop Research with the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways in Fiji. He is also the Registrar of Pesticides and the President for the Fiji Institute of Agricultural Science. Shalendra is currently the National Representative to the Regional Cooperative Agreement of the International Atomic Energy Agency and is the Chief Editor for Fiji Agricultural Journal. He has worked as a researcher for the past 29 years and enjoys working with the farming communities. He is also appointed as the Justice of Peace for the Government of Fiji. Thank you, Shalin, for joining us. I think it's a little late for you, but we look forward to hearing your presentation. Shalin, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much for that introduction, and I'd like to thank the organizers to giving me this this opportunity to share the experience of Fiji in terms of guava production. So I will not be very long, short presentation on sharing the experience, Fijian experience in production of guava. So just to highlight Fiji, as most of people may not know, Fiji is a small country in the South Pacific, and we have around 333 islands. But production is mostly in the Viti Levu, bigger island of the country. Just a brief introduction. Agriculture is currently valued at approximately 690 million, 1.5 billion Fijian dollars, and it's account for 8.1% of the Fiji's gross domestic product. The sector supports a livelihood of 27% of Fiji's population and is the main source of work for more than 83% of Fiji's population, rural population. The Fiji government is focused on increasing the non-sugar subsector's performance and has offered tax and incentives to attract private sector investment into the sector. Papayas, pineapple, and banana are the major fruit commodities, but there are other few established engagements in processing local fruits and vegetables, mainly for the domestic market. The government has recognized the need to diversify Fiji's agriculture sector to realize its full potential. Currently, as I've said, there are major commodities in fruit sector is papaya, pineapple, and banana. So the government has identified that there is a need to diversify this sector, and tropical fruits has been identified as one of the sectors that has the potential to change the agricultural landscape of the country. Fiji's fresh fruit market is valued at around 9.7 million US. That accounts for 22 million Fijian dollars. And currently imports are valued at 7.5 million US, which comprises mostly of oranges, apples, grapes, and pear. And these fruits account for 80% of the fruits that is consumed in the country. Guava has been around in the country for long. Actually, the date of introduction is not known. But white guava was mostly introduced from India and Thailand. Pink guava is mostly grown around the country. Fruits are picked from the wild and sold in the local markets. Fruits are also used for processing and guava juice. So my point of discussion today would be mostly focused in the area of white guava, which is commercially cultivated in the country. So guava is one of the fruits identified to diversify the fruit production in Fiji to support farmers' livelihoods. Why guava has been identified? One of the reasons is that its adaptability is very well suited to the tropical climates of Fiji. And it is thriving very well in the warm and humid conditions that we usually experience in the tropics. And it can withstand high temperatures and is relatively drought tolerant once established, making it a resilient choice for regions in such climates, and with the changing climate conditions that we are facing in the country, guava is one of the best commodities that has been chosen to grow under these conditions. Productivity, guava trees are prolific fruit bearers and often producing fruit all year round. This high productivity can lead to a consistent and reliable source of income for the farmers. And there is a steady and growing demand for guava both in the domestic and the local and the export markets. Also, guava has a long shelf life. When compared to other tropical fruits, this attribute can reduce post-harvest losses and facilitate the extended marketing periods. And of course, as mentioned by the previous presenters, guava is a very high nutritious fruit and also referred to as a superfruit. So these are the reasons why the Fijian government has chosen guava as one of the commodities that needs to be planted to diversify the agricultural landscape. And I've just extracted this guava nutrition chart from the internet, and as you can see that it basically has a lot of minerals and vitamins that is required by the body. So it is indeed a superfruit that should be promoted. So I'll be very brief in sharing the Fijian experience, how we are working with guava to develop these communities. Guava research started in Fiji with the introduction of varieties from Taiwan. And after our research and development, we released this variety, which we call Green Pearl. It is a white variety, especially targeted for the fresh market. The first commercial farm was established in 2014, and the first production of guava in the country started in 2015. And various experiments were conducted to improve production, such as grafting, identifying optimum fertilizer requirements, plant spacing, pest control, bagging of fruits, and tree management through pruning. The government policy was later established and formulated for the establishment of fruit orchards to encourage farmers in establishing orchards with government support. Under the policy, farmers' responsibility is to undertake land preparation and assist the Ministry of Agriculture officials in establishing orchards in their farm, undertake proper management of the orchards, apply all necessary agro inputs, and harvest their produce and market their produce, while the Ministry of Agriculture's responsibility is to provide good quality fruit seedlings to the farmers, monitor the farms, and provide regular trainings to the farmers in order to upskill and capacitate these farmers. So the practice that is currently followed in guava production in the country is, firstly, we are raising the rootstock, and these rootstocks are mostly for pink guava, which is widely available around the country. So seeds are collected and rootstocks are raised, and then rootstocks are managed in the nursery. Then the grafting is undertaken in the nursery. Then once the seedlings are ready for transplanting, the ministry staff assist the farmers to transplant the seedlings in their farms, and then regular monitoring is conducted by meeting the farmers and visiting their farms. Farmer trainings is often conducted to upskill farmers, and fruit bagging, as alluded by previous presenters, fruit bagging is extremely important if we want to ensure good quality fruits. So fruits are bagged and they are picked and proper crates and equipments are used to ensure that quality is maintained. We organize regular field days are organized where farmers are brought in and encouraged and taught about specific practices that we want to encourage farmers to undertake. Then the farmers, they are able to harvest through learning and teachings, harvest good quality guava, which is ready for marketing. And these are the prices. These are in Fijian dollars that guava is sold in the country, and they are graded in different sizes and sold. So there are different marketing systems that is involved in the sale of guava. Guavas are sold in the supermarkets, hotels. There's big demand for guava in the local hotels, municipal markets, roadside markets. There's also on-farm sales, and also farmers have also adopted online sales where they use social media to promote their products and make direct sales to the consumers. Production data, as I've said, in 2014, basically we had no production of this type of guava for fresh market. And then we started our scheme with the launching of the government policy and establishing fruit orchards and helping farmers to conduct trainings and conduct field days. And you can see that we are steadily increasing our production in the country, and we intend to continue with our efforts currently and continue with establishing more orchards and establishing and increasing production of guava. Currently, we have identified that guava is still a bit expensive, sold in the municipal markets and formal markets. And we have aimed to double or triple the production in the next 5 years to also support the reduction in imports of other fruits. The key success factors that assisted Fiji to successfully introduce guava and go into the production of guava. One was strong government commitment. As I've said, there was a policy developed to support this activity, and government also provided financial support so that we can assist the farmers and increase their production in terms of budgetary support. And another important factor that while we are establishing orchards, we should also select the right farmers, the farmers who are committed and they have willingness to diversify and they are resourceful. Also, in the farm, it is also very important to conduct or to select the right site where we're going to establish the orchards, ideal soil conditions, and they should have water source, and farms should be accessible to support the production management practices that we're going to implement. Regular trainings is very important because this is a new commodity for most of the farmers, and farmers have this perception that they are that guava is something that is grown in the wild, and same practices can be implemented. So sometimes they mismatch and misjudge. So it's very important that we conduct regular trainings and teach the farmers the proper management practices, as also alluded by proper plant spacing, application of fertilizers, right fertilizers, applied at the right time. And pruning is very important. As I've said, plant pruning and bagging is also very important to maintain and to obtain good quality produce. Regular monitoring and evaluation by the officers is also very important to identify the gaps and fulfill these gaps through the trainings that are conducted. And there's also a need for committed research and extension services in this particular commodity. Support from local business for marketing of the produce is also important. So while we are having the production, we also need to consider the marketing aspect. And in Fiji, we were very fortunate and lucky that our major supermarkets and hotels also supported this program, and they also bought this produce directly from the farmers. And now farmers are supplying directly to the supermarkets and hotels. And this is, going into the formal market. And the continuous learning and adaptation is also very important, and that contributed to the success of this program. We also faced some challenges. Guava cultivation in Fiji, like many tropical regions, faces several challenges that can impact production and overall success. Understanding and addressing these challenges is crucial for guava growth in the country. Some of the major challenges of guava cultivation in Fiji currently includes pest and disease pressure. Mealybugs is one of the major pests we have in the country, and this also attracts black ants. And if the guava is not bagged, the fruits can be covered with black ants due to mealybugs. And fruit flies, of course, is also a challenge, but this is eliminated through bagging of fruits. Soil health and fertility, as noted by the first speaker, I think guava is a heavy feeder, so we need to continuously replenish the soil fertility with good quality fertilizers. And currently we are facing limited access to quality planting material. As I've said, most of our orchards are established through grafting, but I have also learned today from the first speaker that we can also practice other forms of propagation. So that will be tried out in Fiji also, and we may eliminate this issue of limited access to planting materials. And also, as I've said, the guava is a new commodity, new crop for the country. So farmers lack proper knowledge and skills, and we are rectifying this through conducting regular trainings and field days in this commodity. Future potentials. Guava offers diversification for farmers and reducing reliance on a single crop and mitigating risks associated with the market fluctuations and climate-related challenges. So guava is a commodity that can be used as also as a climate-resilient crop. So that is one of the reasons we are trying to promote more establishment of guava orchards in the country. And in increasing health awareness, there is a lot of health concerns around the world, and guava has very good nutritive value. So that is also, creating demand for fresh guava and other guava-based products. Organic and sustainable farming, guava can also fit very well in producing organic guava. Currently, we are not into producing organic guava, but there's also potential that we can also move in this area maybe later on. Research and innovation, guava cultivation techniques. We need to strengthen our research and innovation to address our challenges. And as I have also learned from the presentations earlier, there is a lot happening around the world. And I think through our network and through TFNet, I think we can share information and help each other in this area. There's also opportunity for certification. I see Malaysia is already ahead with my Malaysia GAP program. And there's also opportunities for Fiji also in that area to have proper certification and quality assurance once we start our export opportunities. We are already working on our export market. Negotiations is already underway with some of the countries, and we are working on treatment facilities to support the export market in case there are increase in production. So thank you very much. That was my very brief presentation, and I'll be happy to answer any questions later. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shailene, for the presentation. It highlights the importance of the diversification in tropical fruit production, which is crucial for both food security and economic growth in a country. Thank you also for highlighting the key success factors, which include strong government backing, institutional support, and factors such as targeting the right farmer groups. Thank you for highlighting these factors. So the success story of Guava and Fiji, especially the green pearl guava variety, serves as an excellent example for all of us on how sustainable practices and innovative strategies can transform the agricultural landscape and contribute to the well-being of the local population. Shailene, so questions for you will be addressed at the end of the session. Thank you very much once again, Shailene.